Jackie, believe it or not, I do have your best interests at heart. You know, if word of this were to get out, it would not be good for your career.
She's got AIDS, poor thing.
Marge, where did you hear that?
I have my sources, and I assure you it's the truth.
It isn't the kind of gossip you should be spreading about. For God's sake, haven't you ever heard of confidentiality?
We do have a right to know what we're dealing with, don't we?
You've got more chance of being hit by a bus.
At least it's up to me to look left and right. Here, I don't get that opportunity.
Then leave her alone. I'm warning you, Michael. If I think you're putting any more pressure on her, I'll go to the union about it.
Well, there's no need for that, thank you very much.
Well, I would have hoped not.
But if you do plan any industrial action, I think you should consult with the shop floor first.
If someone's got AIDS, we should know. In case...
In case of what? It's not contagious.
Of course it is.
Only if you plan on exchanging body fluids, Marge.
This could have happened to any one of us. And I'll tell you right now, if it had, Jackie would be here giving us her full support.
Dr. Honey Rapata?
Rapata, yes.
Detective Sergeant Mallard, sir. CIB.
How can I help you?
Are you the same Dr. Rapata who recently worked in Guatemala?
That's right.
Is there somewhere where we could talk, sir?
Here's as good as any. Listen, I'm very busy. What's it all about?
The government of Guatemala has asked us to make some inquiries on their behalf. It concerns a rather serious criminal offense.
What sort of criminal offense?
They've been having a few problems at the hospital where you worked, in Guatemala.
Problems? I'm not guessing.
The international aid group that contracted you. Human aid, wasn't it, sir? They also supplied medical equipment, that sort of thing.
A limited amount.
And pharmaceutical supplies, various drugs.
Perhaps we should speak in private, Mr.
Mallard, sir. Detective Sergeant.
Dr. Rapata,
Excuse me. Yes.
is everything all right?
Yes, everything's fine. Give my next patient to one of the other doctors. I shouldn't be long.
Do you want me to call a lawyer?
No, Kirsty, they won't be necessary. It's just a routine inquiry.
Well, that's the end of my brilliant career as a plastic surgeon.
Oh, don't throw in the towel just yet.
What did get the grant?
A research unit into congenital diseases. I know, worthwhile and all that, but hardly original. Roger Holden is heading the project.
Oh, now I see. The gentle guiding hand of my father. I should have known he'd find a way of shafting us.
I told your father I wasn't giving up. If he can play dirty, so can I.
Oh, I bet he was stoked.
He threatened to close down the clinic. I was a bit disappointed. I wouldn't have thought he'd resort to idle threats.
My father does not make idle threats. Believe me, I speak from experience.
You think I should worry?
In a word, yes.
Could he be planning to open up a rival clinic?
No, I doubt it. He thinks we're a blot on the profession.
Will you be seeing him in the near future?
We usually manage a meal once a fortnight.
Could you try to find out what he has in mind? A few careful questions.
Sorry. We're not exactly close, but he is my father, and I won't spy on him.
No, of course not. I'm just suggesting that you keep your ear to the ground, that's all.
Old jungle saying, son with ear to ground, find father's foot on head.
Am I brilliant or what?
You're brilliant!
That's what I said.
I'm so proud of you. Look at this, A+ in mathematics.
Well done. See you later, Chris. And do keep me informed.
Sure.
Here, a bonus.
Oh, Michael.
Excellent.
He deserves the encouragement.
That's all right, I do. Thanks, Doc. You're all right.
And far too generous.
Hey, Doc. Dr. McKenna.
Yeah?
I've got a huge physics exam next week. What's an A worth in that? 30? 40?
Make it an A+ and I'll think about it.
It's a deal.
Nick.
I've already told you I couldn't see my contract out because of a family crisis. I was needed back here.
And the nature of the crisis, sir?
Personal.
I see. And you still had 6 months to go. Apparently the authorities didn't even know that you'd left.
It was very sudden. I just didn't have time.
So you just up and left.
I notified Human Aid by mail as soon as I got back to New Zealand.
Were you aware of any major problems at the hospital, sir?
I don't follow.
You knew that quantities of medical supplies, especially pharmaceuticals, were disappearing regularly.
Pilfering is widespread, practically a way of life.
We're not talking simple pilfering, Doctor. This concerns the regular disappearance of large quantities of medical supplies, especially drugs. You say you were aware of the problem,
We all were.
and it must have occurred to you that some of your fellow health workers were involved. An inside contact.
Well, I suppose so. I never really thought about it. We were very busy.
Yes, but you were in charge of the dispensary. So you must have been aware when things went missing.
I told you it was a problem.
Morphine sulfate, opiates, analgesics, in large amounts.
I'm not sure.
You kept records?
Naturally.
Then you must have had some idea of the extent of the problem.
Yes, but
But what, sir?
perhaps I should have a solicitor present.
I'm only asking questions, sir. As you're no doubt aware, the trafficking of drugs is a serious problem. We just like to be sure of our facts.
It's the perfect arrangement. No ties, no lies.
And Alison agreed to go along with this. I don't believe it.
It's true. Skin stitch nurse. It's symbiotic. She gets to learn a lot very quickly, and I still get to play the
Well,
field.
sounds like Christmas.
Nearly finished here, Graham. Yep, I don't know why it is, but women always seem to want to make me happy.
You should be careful what you say when I have a needle in my hand.
I didn't force her to go along with it. She could have said no.
Well, she probably still has visions of a white wedding and the band of gold.
Oh, they grow up quickly around me.
It's a pity you don't. I don't know what you see in her anyway. I mean, what do you two talk about?
We're usually too busy to talk.
I hope you're taking your vitamins.
Always. Ooh, do I detect a hint of jealousy, Doctor? Don't worry, there's enough of me to go around.
I'd rather stick pins in my eyes.
The guy's going to be much longer.
Not boring you, are we, Graham?
Just sewing up now.
Behind schedule.
Think of the overtime.
Oh, there you are.
What can I do for you?
I just thought I'd bring up the day log, save you the trip.
Thanks.
You know Hone, what's he like to live with?
Fine. He's very tidy, keeps to himself. And he's a very good influence on Nick. I'll be sorry to see him go.
Oh, where's he going?
Well, I assume he'll get a place of his own. It was only ever a temporary arrangement. You can leave it on the desk.
What?
The log?
Oh, sorry. Does he talk much about South America? The time he spent in Guatemala and stuff?
Not a lot.
Well, why did he leave?
His contract was up. I guess there's only so much good work you can do before you start thinking about other things.
Good work. It's a laugh.
Why the sudden interest in Honey?
Well, between you and me, he's in heaps of trouble because a whole lot of drugs went missing in Guatemala, and they think he did it.
Kirsty, you've been spending far too much time around Marjorie.
It's true. I heard it with my own ears.
Heard what?
This cop from the drug squad, he was downstairs just now giving Hone a really hard time about it.
Rubbish. You must have misunderstood.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Anything to be of help, Sergeant, and you will let me know if there are any developments.
Yes, sir.
Kirsty, show the sergeant through to reception.
Yes, Dr. McKenna.
Honey about?
In surgery, compound fracture, tib and fib, then a hernia.
If you see him, Michael wants a word.
Sure.
Do you know much about Honey's background?
You're the one he boards with.
Well, I heard a rumour.
Oh, you mean a Marjorie?
I don't normally listen to a word she says. But when she mentioned that you two were going out together...
Is that doing the rounds now, is it? You'd think people would have better things to talk about.
Well, he is a bit of a dark horse.
I wouldn't let him hear you say that.
I didn't mean that. I meant that no one really seems to know much about him.
There's nothing romantic or otherwise going on between Hone and me. We're friends. We occasionally have a meal together. That's it.
Does he ever talk about the time he spent in South America?
I don't have another word to Marge about her big mouth.
Or why he left so suddenly?
No, and if he did, I wouldn't go talking about it. Why?
Doesn't matter.
Jenny.
You're not interested in gossip.
Jenny.
The police have been here. The drug squad, actually, asking questions about Guatemala. Something to do with the black market and a lot of drugs that went missing.
Oh, he's probably just helping them out with some inquiries.
I hope so. You won't forget to pass on that message.
I will.
Not bad alignment there, old chap.
Of course.
Thought you might have got the wrong leg.
You seemed a bit distracted in there.
I was concentrating on the job.
It's a great skill being able to do more than one thing at a time. Take me, for instance. I can chew gum and walk without falling over.
I'm impressed.
Ready for the next one, Graham?
Sorry, no can do. It's a bad risk.
Come on, it's only hernia.
The patient's a chain smoker. He was told to give up. He didn't. I'm not proceeding.
Well, it's a bit late to cancel. He's already had his pre-med.
Come on, let's wheel him in.
No! The risk of chest infection, poor saturation. It's all right for you guys. I'm the one that gets it in the neck if something goes wrong.
Well, if you're not going to do it, who will?
It's not my problem. Sorry.
I don't believe it.
Call reception, see if we can find someone else.
You seen these new guitar pedals? Way to go,
Yeah,
man.
terrific. You want to go through this biology assignment with me?
Rather do physics.
You want to do physics?
Yeah, you bet. I know. Why don't you do this for me?
This is your assignment. You do it and I'll help.
But I learn best by example.
You're such a dork.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't want the standards to drop, would you? Or Mum might drop you.
Hey, there's a thought.
Well, it's an easy $10.
Yes, just Nick, sometimes I think you might actually want to learn something.
Ha ha ha, a joke. So anyway, Stu, what did you say the function of the mitochondria was? Hi, Mum.
Hard at it, I see.
Yeah, well, gotta make sure you get your money's worth.
I won't disturb you. But I suppose Nick told you about the A he got.
A.
Yes, in maths. I was so proud of him.
Really?
I didn't want to brag.
But Stuart would want to know too. After all, you couldn't have done it without him. Show him, Nick.
This looks familiar. Great, Nick. Couldn't have done better myself.
Michael was so pleased he even gave him a reward.
Oh, really? How much?
$20.
Oh.
Well, Mum, we'd better get back to it.
Sorry.
Oh.
And Nick, if Michael does give you some more money for that physics assignment, well and good. But no more. Is that clear?
Mum.
No, he's been far too generous as it is.
$20, eh?
Alison, keep an eye on this drip, will you? It's running a bit fast.
Okay.
So, how are things with Chris? You two still an item?
Yes, sort of.
He mentioned that you and he, well, that you'd come to some sort of arrangement.
I hate the way people talk about personal things when they're in theatre.
Some more than others. He thinks that you've agreed to some sort of casual relationship. No ties, no lies.
Yes, that's right.
Really? I thought he might have been exaggerating.
No? Well, we talked about it, and Chris doesn't want to rush things at this stage.
Well, that's fine, as long as you both want the same thing.
We should get to know each other a bit better, and there's no point in diving in headlong.
Are they your words or Chris's?
Look, I agree with him. And you never know. Later on, he might want something a bit more permanent.
Oh, you never know, but be careful, Alison. I don't think Chris knows the meaning of the word commitment.
I'll be all right. Look, truly, we've both got what we want.
You look beautiful.
Sorry, I'm busy tonight. You knocking off?
Yeah, soon. Take a look at this. The varicose veins we did last week, Graham was the anaesthetist.
And?
Patient was a heavy smoker. Here's a hernia before that, same thing. Not exactly life-threatening, but Graham went ahead with them.
Well, so he suddenly decided to get cautious. That cardiac arrest last week probably shook him up a bit.
Still is a big turnaround. I think he should have checked before the patient had the pre-med.
Well, you know anaesthetists. Mad as Ratahi rabbits. See you around.
Yeah.
Stuart, do you want to stay for dinner?
Thanks, but Mum will be expecting me. That's it, mate. Time.
But we haven't finished yet. What, got a rash or something?
Half of what McKenna gave you for the maths paper.
I'll take a flying jump.
Hey, it's only fair. I did all the work.
You got paid.
Mrs. Harrison?
Yes.
Nothing. It's blackmail.
50-50.
70-30.
Still at it.
Yeah, just running Nick over a few percentages.
Good. I'm popping down the dairy. Can you keep an eye on the stove?
60-40, it's my final offer. Yes, 60-40. It's a deal. And for the next one.
Okay. Do you take plastic?
Oh, Honey, did you get the message? McKenna wants to see you in his office before you go.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, word of warning. Your visit from the police is doing the rounds.
Typical. Doesn't anyone keep secrets in this place?
Never. Hey, if there's anything I can do...
No, it's much ado about nothing. Medical supplies, drugs and so forth went missing from the hospital where I worked in Guatemala. Police just wanted some background information.
Oh, the way I heard it, we had another Mr. Asia in our midst.
Sorry to disappoint you. Look, why don't we meet down the road half hour? I'll tell you all about it over a drink or three.
Okay, if I can buy you dinner after.
Not more pizza.
Of course.
Okay, it's a deal. Alison?
And what are you smiling at?
Nothing. So, Marge was right for once.
I doubt it.
She said that you and Honey were very friendly.
That's right. Friendly, nothing more.
Oh, come on, Meredith. I told you about my relationship with Chris.
And I've just told you all about my relationship with Honey. We're friends, and that's as far as it goes.
All right. Don't tell me.
Alison, I'll prove it to you. Come down the pub with us.
Oh, I don't know.
You're not doing anything tonight, are you?
No. Chris and I have decided to give each other a bit of space. He does his thing, I do mine.
How civilised. Well, you don't want to sit at home and biodegrade while he's out on the town, do you?
No. All right, then.
Good.
I'll come. Hey, but you got to promise me one thing. That when I start to get in the way, tell me. I wouldn't want to spoil your chances.
You won't.
It was a routine matter.
Well, they seem to think you have certain information.
Well, they were wrong. Is there anything else?
You told me you completed your contract in Guatemala. But according to Sergeant Mallard, you skipped the country with 6 months to go. Is that true?
Yes, there was a family crisis. I saw no need to mention it.
And it's all sorted out now, is it?
That's my business.
Possibly. You know, Jenny once told me she thought it strange that you seem to have absolutely no contact with your family.
Are you keeping track of my movements for any particular reason?
I think I have a right to know what's going on, especially when it concerns my senior staff. Now, come on, Honey. Set my mind at rest.
Look, there are things that happen in a place like Guatemala that make no sense at all if you try and explain them. Yes, I did break my contract. No, it wasn't a family crisis.
And this business about drugs?
I swear to you, I wasn't involved in anything illegal. My reasons for leaving were strictly personal.
But you won't say what they were?
No.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. So long as I have your assurance that there'll be no repercussions to the clinic.
None at all. I promise.
Okay, I'll say no more about it. Oh, Honey, does anyone else know about this business?
Half the clinic by now.
What about Sir Bruce Warner?
Warner? What's it got to do with him?
Come on, mate. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. 60% of 20 is 12.
I know that. Oh, well, no, I haven't got enough left.
For what?
Oh, dance party tomorrow night. I was going to invite Kirsty.
Well, haven't you heard of Women's Lib? Let her pay for herself.
No way. I plan on using the session to make an impression, you know. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? Boy Scouts?
Nah, church choir, actually.
Ah. Well, how's this for a proposition? You and me pool our resources, shout Kirsty to the dance party, and you can drive us there in your old man's car. Great idea, eh?
Yeah, great, mate. Well, what's in it for me?
A great night out with me and Kirsty.
Wow, riveting.
Plus a few little extras to help us rage.
What sort of extras?
There's only one way to find out.
Kirsty!
Dr. Roberta, did you want me?
It seems my little chat with the police is all over the clinic.
Oh,
I wonder how that happened.
well, I did mention it to Jenny, just in passing, kind of.
What exactly did you say?
Nothing much.
Exactly.
Well, just about Guatemala and the missing drugs and how you skipped out on your contract.
You must have bionic ears to have heard all that from where you were.
Well, I had to get something from the other examination room. It's not my fault if you talk loudly.
No. Kirsty, I knew it must have sounded a little strange, but the truth is, the police were just making a few inquiries. Do you understand?
Yes.
But it's not the kind of thing I want talked about around the clinic.
No.
So let's just keep it to ourselves, huh? No more gossip.
Sure, my lips are sealed.
Good. I'm glad we've sorted that out. Have a good night.
You heard me talking about
So then I said to her, talk to Mike here. He's the gynecologist. God, the look on her face. Excuse me, guys.
Hi, Chris.
Alison, was I supposed to meet you?
No, I'm having a drink with Meredith, and Honey will be here soon.
Oh, good.
Are these your friends from med school?
Yeah, I'd introduce you, but I was just leaving.
Oh, well, can I tag along?
No. Actually, I was thinking of getting an early night. I've got this cold coming on.
Oh, you poor thing. Well, can I come home and nurse you?
No, I'll be fine. Go on and enjoy yourself.
Oh, okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry, guys.
What would you like?
Vermouth and lemonade? Thanks.
Is Chris joining us?
No, he's got a cold, so he's going straight home to bed.
Alone?
Yes, alone.
Oh.
Why are you so hard on him?
Forget it. I'm just a bitter and twisted old maid.
Maybe that's not what Honey thinks.
Oh.
I'm just going to the loo.
Oh, it's my shout.
Oh, thanks.
A vermouth and lemonade and a long G&T, thanks.
Is it you or is it me? Lately I've been lost, it seems. I think the change is what I need. If I'm looking for a chance or a dream, Shortland Street. Taking time to hold my place. Yesterday's another race, just living for the times we've seen. When the writing on the wall says I'll be Shortland Street. If you want to find a way of searching for another world, it's hard to see. Shortland Street.
This program was made with the help of your broadcasting fee, so you can see more of New Zealand on air.